each day with you. It's like a feeling that I can't deny. And with every night, you show me love that I hold inside. This type of love is incredible, and I am so glad I found you. My heartbeat won't beat without you. No, no, this type of love is the only love that I want to hold me close. I feel like I'm going deeper, much deeper than you can see. Like footprints deep in the snow, your love leaves a mark deep in me. The secret I haven't known since without you I couldn't be. You're holding the keys to my heart, the keys to my heart. With every touch, you feel a voice all in need of love. And now that you're here, you have erased every single fear. We share a love that it's all so rare, and that's why I'm glad I found you. I don't wanna be without you, no, no. We share a love that it's wonderful. I don't want to let you go. I feel like I'm going deeper, much deeper than you can see. Like footprints deep in the snow, your love leaves marker deep in me. The secret I heaven knows is without you I couldn't be. You're holding the keys to my heart. You're holding the keys to my heart. I found in your heart a place where I feel safe, where I feel like I'm going deeper, much deeper than you can see. Like footprints deep in the snow, your love leaves a mark deep in me. The secret of heaven knows is without you I couldn't be. You're holding a key to my heart. I feel like I'm going deeper, much deeper than you can see. Like footprints deep in the snow, your love leaves a mark deep in me. The secret of heaven knows is without you I couldn't be. I couldn't be. Oh, you're holding the keys. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright.
Hello everyone, Giada Valenti here in Las Vegas, 2 p.m., 77 days together, without one single day off, for me and for you. So 2 p.m. here in Las Vegas, I know it's 5 p.m. for all of you guys, I see a lot of you there already on YouTube, 5 p.m. for you guys on the East Coast, ore 23 per voi che ci guardate dall'Italia, quasi ora di andare a nanna, 22 p.m. for Ireland, England, and good morning to all of you watching from Australia. I know many of you wake up either at 5 in the morning, 7 in the morning. You guys are amazing. I mean, to wake up that early for me. Beautiful sunny day, sunshine in Las Vegas, temperature 101 again, so Fahrenheit, which is 41 centigrade, gradi centigrade for us in Europe, very hot. Very, very hot. And you know, every day when I go live from my house, I cannot put the air conditioning on. So in an half an hour, I will be cooking in here. So guys, thank you for being with me every day. You guys have been watching this show. You know, we do some sign language for 77 days. And today is another beautiful day. And my guest today, look at that, sign language for musicians. Yes, he's an amazing musician. My guest today will be Billy Stritch. If you're familiar with him, I don't have to say much about it. He's just a piano player extraordinaire, and he had an amazing career, still going on strong. But of course, if you never heard of him, today you will discover not only his talent, you will discover the amazing human being. I know you guys love the fact that I introduce you, the people I introduce you, and you always complimented me for showing you the human side of those people, but it's not me, it's just them. They are amazing, amazing human beings. I know we have every day also with us Cecile East, the sister of Nathan East. Since the day we interview Nathan, Cecile has become a fan of us. But I see a lot of you, I see new people. Guys, where are you watching from? That's my question every day before we started, so I want to keep that tradition, even though many of you I started to be familiar with. Even there is Joyce there from Australia. I've never been to Australia, but I'm so happy that I'm gonna be there. Of course, you wonder from my accent, I'm in Las Vegas. I am not American. I am Italian, born and raised in Italy, the beautiful Booth, and I was born and raised in Venice, the city with the streets of water and the gondola, because I see many of you wondering every time. So guys, are you ready for an amazing, amazing day, 77th, 77 giorni insieme. You guys watched the episode of yesterday and you love my guest. We went at the Wynn Hotel here in Las Vegas with celebrity chef Enzo Febraro, and I got a lot of compliments. You said that you guys loved the passion and everything. Of course, it's Neapolitan. What do you want to expect, right? Without further ado, before I introduce my guest, by the way, he's in New York, so it's 5 p.m. where Billy Stritch is. Let's not change the traditions. We go very quickly to read the birthday and events in history today, June the 3rd. So here, very fast. Thank you to, and by the way, the events and birthday are thanks to my friend Doug Hartline, that is in Sacramento, California, and I calling my human Wikipedia. So here is what Doug said today for June 3rd. In 1539, explorer Hernando de Soto claims Florida for Spain. And that's a beautiful paintings of that. Today, in 1748, Amsterdam, you know, I lived there for several years, creates their postal service, but it won't be until 1852 that they will get their first stamp, the JJ showing, which features King William III. And stamps in Dutch is postzegel, which means francobollo. So you're learning Dutch, postzegel, stamps. And in 1946, the first bikini goes on display in Paris. Wow. It was created by former automobile engineer turned into swimsuit designer Louis Rehard. The debut of the design would send shockwaves through around the world. This is what Doug is saying. I can imagine. Show the design again. The swimsuit, the bikini was made of clothes with a newspaper design. It was named after the Bikini Atoll, which was the site of nuclear testing. Wow. And the Vatican, actually, I'm Italian, the Vatican formally declared the design sinful, and several USA states banned its public use. Funny enough, we always try to find a connection with Italy. Louis, which was France, struggled to find a model willing to try on the skimpy example, but finally he found Michelina Bernardini. She was a former nude dancer of Italian heritage, and she was the first model brave enough to pose in publicity design with that bikini. That, by the way, was at the time called the 4 Triangles of Nothing. Figured about that. So, and today in 1967, one of my favorite, Aretha Franklin, Respect, reaches #1 on the charts. Wow, look at her. And birthday of today, and today, 1660, long ago, Johannes Schneck was born in Amsterdam and became a Dutch musician and a composer, and is known for creating the first opera in Dutch. The Bacchus Ceres and Venus. What is very interesting, it was because of his work that that became a lot of greater development in the viola, with the viola. And by the way, next week I'm going to have a fantastic cello player. You know how much I do love musicians, so you stay tuned next week too. 1904 today, Charles Drew was born in Washington, D.C. and became a surgeon and a physician who developed the concept of the blood bank in 1950, La Banca del Sangue, which has since been critical in saving so many lives. So thank you and happy birthday to Charles Drew, back in heaven. In 1906, Josephine Baker was born in St. Louis, Missouri. We always have a lot of friends watching from St. Louis, Missouri. And she went on to become a dancer and a theater star in the 20s at the Paris Folies Bergère, and then came back to America to start on Broadway. Wow. And during World War II, this is funny, she worked as a spy for the French intelligence and won a number of honors, including the French Legion by General Charles de Gaulle, who celebrated his birthday a couple of days ago. And in 1963, she spoke at the March on Washington alongside Martin Luther King. And here's the last two birthdays of today. 1910, actress Paulette Goddard, born Marion Levi, was born in Queens, New York. I lived there for 11 years. Look at that. Many things in common between me and Paulette Goddard. While she starred in many things, we all remember her, of course, from the movie Modern Times with Charlie Chaplin, where the song Smile is coming. And you guys requested Smile, so we'll be singing at the end of the show Smile for all of you. She was married to Charlie Chaplin for a while, and actually she was laid to rest in Ticino in Switzerland, which is not far away from where Charlie lived and not far away from where I am from in Italy. Funny things, the picture that JJ just showed from the movie Modern Time, the close scene, that street is a romantic scene, was at the end of the movie, was filmed in Sierra Highway and Penman Road in Santa Clarita. And Doug made fun of me. He said another famous singer was living in Santa Clarita, which was me. And Doug, you don't know, but actually I lived pretty close to that street when I lived in Santa Clarita. I moved there. That's in the 90th Street, the same street in the movie in 1998. And I found even a picture of a recent year. Not much has changed. And I was living there, just a crossroad of there. And I didn't even know. And I've been singing Smile for such a long time. So thank you, Doug. Today, last birthday of the day, 1925, famous actor Tony Curtis, I love him, was born in the Bronx, New York. You may know him from many movies, Dougie said, of course, some like It Hot with Marilyn Monroe. We celebrate the birthday of Marilyn a few days ago. Look at him, how handsome he was. And many others. And he said that the movie Some Like It Hot was filmed at the beautiful Hotel del Coronado in San Diego, California. We always have a lot of people watching from San Diego, California. Well, those were the events and birthday of the day. Without further ado, today is a great day. You heard the name, I mentioned him a lot of time, he doesn't know, but I remember every Thursday I told you, hey, don't forget to watch this on Thursday, Billy's Place, do you remember? Or on Monday when there is the Jim Caruso Pajama Cast party. So, and you know, I brag already for weeks about having him as my guest. If you don't know him, before I play a clip so you will see, and then he's going to be with us. My guest today is an award-winning composer, arranger, vocalist, and jazz pianist extraordinaire. I can tell you he's extraordinaire. You can put in front of him any kind of piece of music and he played it for you better than any other piano player instantly. As a composer, Billy Stritch with Sandy Knox has written a 1994 Grammy award-winning country song titled Does He Love You? I love that song. I didn't know Billy wrote it. It was recorded by Reba McEntire and Linda Davis, which has sold over 4 million copies nationwide. The single even went on to win 1 Grammy Award for Best Country Vocal Collaboration. In 2001, Billy Stritch was also cast in the role of Oscar, I didn't know this, as the piano-playing crooner in the Broadway revival of the 42nd Street, which starred Christina Ebersole, another one of my favorites, and they worked together on several more projects. Billy has performed with some of the greatest singers and in some of the most prestigious theaters and venues around the world, and he too, also, in this quarantine, just like all of us, is performing in his living room. Every Thursday, we will be talking about it. He does this amazing show called Billy's Place. And for 23 years, this is something, you know, I'm a big fan of her. For 23 years, Billy was associated as musical director, piano player, and best friend of one of our favorite artists of all time. Let me play for you this little clip.
Sweet good times roll.
That's royalty in the music. Liza Minnelli and Billy Stritch. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored and happy, and you're gonna love him after this interview, to have here with me from New York City, the one and only Billy Stritch. Billy, are you there?
I am here, and I'm so happy to be here. And I look just the same as I do in that clip, right? That wasn't. Yeah.
That was
Okay.
Carnegie Hall. I mean, one of the greatest hall of all. But I mean, and now we perform in our houses, Billy. What happened with COVID-19?
I don't know. It's so different now. I mean, who could have predicted something crazy like this is going to happen? And yet, we're all kind of finding ways to keep our music out there. I mean, I can't believe you're doing this 77 days straight. I mean, I don't know where you get the energy, but I'm thrilled. It's fantastic.
The audience in my energy, the people that watch.
I know. For me too, actually. It's like I get that I look at that little camera and I just feel like they're right there with me. You know, it's weird. I mean, the first time it was kind of weird not hearing a immediate response like applause.
Yes.
But that doesn't bother me now. It's like, you know, I'm happy to. I just talk to them, you know, and sing for them. That's
Me
it.
too.
And
I
you're
guess
just great at it. I mean, I could listen to your voice all day long. You have the most wonderful, charming sound. It's just fantastic. You could read the phone book. And, you know, all the birthdays and all the historical events, and then start with the phone book, and I'd be happy.
That's a great compliment for you, because you really, Billy, you have worked with some, I mean, Liza, I mean, royalty, but you have worked with some of the greatest artists in the world. But let's start from the beginning. Can you tell us how little Billy Stritch started to play piano and fell in love with music? Where are you from? Tell us something.
I'm from a little town called Sugar Land, Texas, which is close to Houston, Texas. And when I was growing up there, it was a really small town. Now it's larger, but about 3,000 people. And I grew up hearing music in church. And of course, I grew up hearing music on TV and records. My family didn't play a lot of records, but I came up around the time that there were a lot of still variety shows on television, like the Carol Burnett Show and Sonny and Cher and different, and you know, the end of Ed Sullivan. But there were always like music specials. So I remember hearing the music of George Gershwin and Irving Berlin, and before I knew that those were standards, you know, I didn't realize how old they were. I was only 8 or 9, but that music really, boy, it perked my ear up, and I started learning that music at a really young age. And I think it was from hearing things on television mainly. That's what really got my interest in
music.
Call it the Great American Songbook, you know.
And how did you get into jazz?
Yeah, and well, I mean, I think we had a piano in the house, so I realized at a pretty early age that I could pick these songs out by ear. And I guess when I was 12 or 13 in high school for the first time, they had a jazz band called a stage band, but it was like a big band, and I played piano in that. And that's when I really started hearing great jazz and great big band arrangements. And from there on, it was just about going to record stores and buying records. And if somebody would say, you got to check this piano player out or this singer. And I was like a big sponge, you know, just listening to everything I get my hands on.
Wow.
So, and I just had that kind of musical brain, you know, I had an ear for it. So it really stuck, you know.
You don't know, but I mentioned your name a few times because I got to work with a lot of musicians. But me and you, we got to actually... when I had my guest Jim Caruso, I made him laugh because I've been coming to the Berlin in New York. I lived in New York for 11 years,
Right.
And Ted Firth and all the musicians that were playing at the cast party, they were saying, you have to come and sing a song. So you have no idea, Billy, how many times I came.
Right.
And I was there. I put my name on the list only once, and I was so taken by all the talent. And they can put, literally, you can put in front of you any kind of music, and you played it instantly, even original music.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing that job, which is an open mic, for
Yeah.
almost 18 years now. So
Wow.
over that period of time, when you have 20 to 30 people come in on a given night with music, and a lot of times the music's not in the right key, or sometimes they don't even have the music. And it's like, do you know such and such a song? It's like, yeah, I know it well enough. That's the ear. But I've learned just by doing how to sight read really pretty well. I was never very good at that growing up, or even in my 20s and 30s. But doing cast party every Monday in New York I can read just about anything and do
You are
okay.
brilliant. Every time I came, I never dared to go on stage. I was so intimidated. But then
Oh,
you came
please.
to, oh yeah, I was. And then once I said to Jim Caruso, I put my name, but then at
Yeah.
midnight, they did not call my name because they were all big superstars, so I left. But
Oh,
then,
wow.
yeah, I left. But now I'm not chickening up. Then I became friends with Clint Holmes, which I know you guys have done stuff together.
Yes.
It's royalty for us in Vegas. And I have to be thankful to Clint, because it's been Clint that he said, first of all, he said that you were an amazing human being. And he said, don't be shy, just put your name and perform. And we did a little thing together here at the Smith Center.
At Smith Center, I remember it very, very well, and I remember we had basically this conversation, and didn't we almost did a job together, and I think it didn't work out with my schedule. But
Yes. I asked you
was
to play
very-
with me at Carnegie Hall last October,
right.
but you were in California, nota bene.
I was actually in California. It didn't work, and someday that's going to work out when it's safe for us to go back into a theater again. But I love the way you sing. You sang. I forget what you sang that night. It was you remember what it was?
I sang an Italian song, La voglia e la pazzia. A questo punto stiamo tanto bene io e te. It was very fast for you to play, and you played it with me.
It had like a Brazilian kind of vibe to it.
You're right.
Yeah. Oh, I remember it very well. And did I play it too fast?
You played it fantastically.
Oh, okay, good. Okay, great.
I told you, I mean, I've been bragging about you because I am a piano player, but I need to rehearse like 20 days to be able to play 2 minutes. And to you, they put a piece of paper and you just like, okay, let's go.
Well, it's just because I do it all the time. If when you have to do it, you do it. So that's
You're
it.
too humble. You're too humble. I have a question for you, Billy. You travel all over the world, and you started with a vocal trio, and you went even to Italy with it?
I did. Oh, sure. Yeah. Being from Houston, I started a vocal group with two beautiful girls who I had gone to college with briefly. I never finished college, but we met in the theater department doing shows together. And we were at a party one night for just the cast of a show years ago. And we discovered that night that we could sing in 3-part harmony, and everybody could hear the harmony. And we looked at each other at the end of the night and said, we should do this. So we formed a vocal group and spent almost 9 years working, starting in Houston, and then we worked quite a lot in New York. That was in the 80s. And so there was like, the Algonquin Hotel had a showroom. And so, we could actually go and work for 4 or 5 or 6 weeks, 5 nights a week, and stay at the hotel. It was a different time. But we had lots of sit-down gigs, and we went to Italy many summers. We played the Umbria Jazz Festival.
Oh, wow.
I remember that very well. Went all over Italy, Florida. The only place in Italy that I want to go that I haven't been is your hometown of Venice. Can you believe all these years? I've gone all around it. I've gone to Bari. I've gone to Florence.
Billy, I tell you something. There are some people, like I had Nathan East, the bass player. He's never been to Venice, and so many other people. So I said, when this is over, we are going to organize like a trip with all musicians, singers. We are going to Italy, and and somebody said, and we're never coming back. Greg Field, Monica is coming.
Oh, I love it. Okay, good. Well, yes,
so
I'm
are you
fine
in
with
there?
that.
We're all going, and we go.
I'm in. Save a place for me. About 3 years ago, I was working with Tony Bennett, and we had a gig in Verona.
Oh,
and
close.
Flew into Venice and immediately got on the bus and drove. So it's like that's the closest that I got to and of course didn't have any time to spend.
No.
We were on,
So that's the planning. So my next gig and my next tour in Venice, I take all of you. We go there and we never come back, Billy. That's what's going to happen.
back. I love the lifestyle, love the laid back of it. I mean, I'd be very happy to spend a lot of time, if not all my time, there.
Exactly. Normally I ask these things at the end, but I ask you right away. So you
Okay.
said Italy. Do you
Yes.
cook? Do you love food?
I love food. I don't cook. My partner cooks a little bit, but
Okay.
I basically eat out. That's basically, and that's what I'm really missing right now. You know, it's like we're stuck here for 3 months now. So
Oh,
and there's very little good takeout. But yes, I love food. I remember the first trip that me and the two girls took to Italy, and it was the custom when we would arrive. We would any town, you know, they took us to dinner after shows or on a night we weren't working, and it was always late, so we had to get used to like, oh, dinner's not going to be till 9 or 9:30, so that's fine. So we get to the dinner, and there's all these lovely people, and there's all this fantastic food. So I start in, and then all this antipasti, you know, everything is just fantastic and fresh, as you know. And then the pasta course came, and I had 2 plates of that, not realizing that that was just the first course, that there was going to be also all this meat and fish and poultry and everything. And it was like, oh my God, I have to pace myself. I learned that first night, you really have to pace yourself.
You're not the first actually that told me that. When I got married, the guests from Holland came to my wedding and they saw, you know, the menu of the wedding,
Yeah.
and they thought that they had to choose and pick up
Choose
things.
one, that's right. Yeah, and usually if you go to an Italian restaurant here, you either get a pasta or you get, you know, you don't primo or second, or but there you get it all. And so I'm all for that.
Well, if you want to learn to cook some stuff, every Sunday I do cooking demo. So you and your partner, what's his
Okay.
name? You can watch on Saturday.
His name is Doug, and we'll watch it.
You
Yes,
and Doug can watch, and if you make something, Billy, you have to take a picture. I ask everybody, and then I'm gonna have my celebrity cooking my Giada food. It's very easy, actually,
I
because
love
I'm not
it.
a chef. So
Great. We'll watch it. We'll watch it for sure.
I want to play a little clip, and because then I have a question, but
Okay.
you answer a little bit. But let me play a little quick, ladies and gentlemen. This is a song that Billy wrote. But really, you don't know me very well, but I'm always say if I was born and raised in America, I would have been a country singer because I think the honesty of the lyrics, and this song is spectacular. I'm a huge fan. I didn't know you wrote it, but how? I mean, now I know you were born in Texas, so maybe you have some
Yeah.
country thing. Because I knew you as a jazz guy. How did you get up to
Well,
write this song?
honestly, Giada, that song was not written really to be a country song. If you know, it's a pop song basically, and I wrote it with my co-writer Sandy Knox for the 2 girls that were in my vocal group.
Oh.
We were working a lot of cabarets and nightclubs, and it was a very dramatic thing because it's the wife and the mistress. So one would sing, and then at the key change at the end, they would turn and face each other, and it was hugely dramatic and very visual, you know. So that was always what would end our shows. And then Sandy, my co-writer, moved to Nashville a few years later, became a staff writer at a publishing company. And then a few years after that, heard that Reba McEntire was looking for a duet for 2 women. And somehow the song, by lots of luck and good fortune, the song got into Reba's hands and was recorded very quickly. But it took 8 years from the time it was written to the time Reba did it. And we never thought of it as a country song, but I'm glad Reba did. I'll tell you that. I mean, but it's been recorded now by Patti LaBelle recorded it, and then Liza recorded it with Donna Summer on an album, and it's not so country. So it holds up to different styles.
You mentioned, of course, for every singer, I think Liza Minnelli, she's like royalty of everything. I mean, you've been, I said 23 years, but actually you've been friends and working together for much longer than that. How did this collaboration start? Where did you get to meet Liza?
Well, it happened right after I had broken up with my vocal group. This was 1991. And I moved to New York full time. Up to that point, I'd just been living in Houston and traveling in and out of Houston. But I moved to New York. I had already built up a bit of a reputation. And a friend of mine gave me a couple of nights a week in his restaurant playing the piano bar. Just, something to keep me going until I figured out what the next thing was going to be, what to do. And so I would start doing my 2 nights a week, and invariably I'd walk in to my shift, and Bob would say, "Oh my God, Liza was here last night. You just missed her," because I knew that she was friends of his, and they were friends of Cheetah Rivera. It was a small group of friends. So, so I was expecting her to show up one night, and sure enough, I went in one night, and it was it wasn't crowded at all, but I noticed 4 women all dressed in black at a back table, and I realized that it was Liza. So instead of, like I always say, instead of playing New York, New York, or Cabaret or something, which is so kind of obvious and on the nose, I played this really beautiful theme song it's called The Bad and the Beautiful. And it's just a beautiful movie theme from a film directed by her father. It's one of the jazz people will know. It was written by David Raxon. And so I started playing this thing, and I saw her get up and come over. And she was like, "How do you know that song?" I said, "Well, it's from one of my favorite films." She goes, "My father directed that movie." I said, "Yeah, I know, but Giada, I'll tell you, it was like we were friends. It was like she walked over like she knew me. And at one point she said, 'Hi, I'm Liza,' and I kind of laughed, I introduced myself. And then it became, as the night went on, she hung out and more people showed up. Cheetah showed up, a lot of people that I already knew. And I remember her at the end of the night saying, "How am I the only person that's never met you up to this point?" So we hit it off really quickly. And within about a week and a half, I was creating vocal arrangements for her show at Radio City Music Hall. This was '91, and she was about to do this huge big run of shows there, and she needed someone to arrange vocals because in addition to her, there were 12 women in the show. So it was just being in the right place, and we met at the right time, and struck up a friendship that's really gone on now since then. So that's how we met, and just at a piano bar that I was playing.
You see, sometimes you know what though, because you've been good friends for such a long time. I think it was meant to be. I don't believe in coincidence, Billy.
I know it was meant to be. Absolutely. I mean, there were too many signs pointing me in that direction, and she says the same thing too. So
yes.
It was definitely meant to be.
I always say there is always somebody planning things for us. So I'm happy it happens because you two together have, I was Googling your name and Liza, I found so many pictures. You have history together, which is,
Oh yeah, we have a lot of history. In addition to, God, so many shows. I mean, Giada, she took me all over the world. Oh,
yes.
That picture was taken backstage at Lady Gaga's concert. Do you have the other shot with Lady Gaga? Well, it's okay.
No, maybe they can find it. Next time we should arrange better. You should share me all the clip. I went on YouTube. Awesome. There is so much to choose, Billy. You have done everything.
That's at the Academy Awards. That definitely, because I remember the dress she was wearing. But anyway, she took me to all over the world, Italy, and South America, which really solidified my love affair with Brazilian music. Beautiful. And I got to meet such incredible people and have so many fantastic opportunities. And we just bonded over that. We love the same kind of music and have the same kind of sense of humor and like the same people and, have a nice circle of friends. So it was always very easy to be with her, and to hang out. We always had a time where we were. Yeah.
That's fantastic. So you see your girlfriend, Liza Minnelli, for all of us is a dream. For you is your friend. It's wonderful. I have a question. You mentioned you actually have worked and meet so many people. Can you share? Have you ever met somebody that really made an impression of you? That really impressed you? Because at a certain point for you, they are normal people, but who really made an impression of you that you were like, oh my gosh, really, you were like starstruck or something for something? Can you?
Well, yeah, there's been a few people like that. I remember meeting, just chance meeting. It was the year that I was working with Tony Bennett, and we worked at the Hollywood Bowl and with the LA Philharmonic, and getting to meet Gustavo Dudamel and just how charismatic he was that whole 2 days and in the rehearsal and everything, and just watching him work was so impressive. And he's so watchable, and the way they follow him, and I have such great respect for conductors like that, with that kind of relationship with the orchestra. When it's somebody really good, the orchestra definitely wants to be their best. So that's something I have admiration for. And as far as singers go, I mean, I have a lot of respect for the people who really just work really hard at it. I mean, I have to say, I mean, not that I've ever worked with her. This is going to make you laugh, but Cher is someone who I just have a great. I always was a fan of hers, and just her work ethic is great. Right? I mean, that's a good answer, right?
Absolutely.
And also these country stars that I've met too. I mean, I have admiration for people who really work hard and develop the fan relationships and all of that. I mean, that's what I learned from, I think, watching how people interact with their musicians and also with their fans, and how they approach the whole business and the enjoyment level of it.
Yeah.
Because it is quite a privilege, I think, when you become a big star and you have that kind of following. You have to take care of that. You have to respect everything about it.
Yeah. If there is a young musicians watching us, Billy, and I mean, you have a career that any musicians out there is dreaming about, which kind of words can you have for him to say, how can you start nowadays a career, to have a career like you? What would you say to him to do?
I always say just get out there and work anywhere you can. I mean, if there are places to go and sit in, if there are places where you can volunteer, whatever, to play for a company, if you're a pianist or a singer, just go do stuff. It doesn't have to be for money, because you're not going to get discovered unless people see you work. So with so much of this, you have to create your own opportunities. And they're out there, but you have to latch onto them. And then I think by your willingness to work and by your willingness to be open to all kinds of experiences, that's how you attract bigger and better and greater things. And of course, you have to have the skill levels to do it too. I mean, you don't do it without some sort of talent, so you have to work hard at your talent as well.
True.
Yeah.
I was just saying this sometime when I did my PBS tour. I was going to school to speak to students of the music department the day before the concert, and all these kids of foreign language department, they all want to be famous. Nowadays, and I'm like, what is famous? First of all, you have to have passion and talent. This is such a tough job. So
right.
You said it right, Billy. They have to go out there and just expect nothing and give everything.
I mean, I have an opinion about that. I mean, fame, because within the first few months of knowing Liza and being in situations with her and being on the other side of the paparazzi and on the other side of because. I mean, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Those parts of it are not necessarily, you're in a fishbowl, and she handles it very well. Some people handle it harder, but I feel like it's wonderful to be successful and not necessarily be the star, So especially as a musician, I mean, just have a successful career and work solid and. I mean, I get people want to be famous, but it doesn't give you happiness. It gives you money. It may give you money, but it's that old thing. People always say money can't buy you happiness.
It's true.
Yeah, and I always say, well, give me $1 million and let me see about it. But you know what I mean.
If I have $1 billion right now, we'll come to New York, pick you up. We will go to Venice tomorrow. We could do that, Billy.
We could do that with less than that. Yeah, we wouldn't need that much.
We'd be all right. Yeah, exactly. And then forget about it. I have another question to you.
And we'll go. That's it.
Exactly. We will do it, though. We don't need all those $1 billion. We will do it. I have a question for you. So, what is Billy Stritch doing now? I mean, I've been watching you every Thursday. You do these live things called Billy's Place. You appear with a nice drink. Can you tell us about it?
Well, that's basically what I'm doing now. I started doing since this whole pandemic started. I started doing web live streams with my really good friend Linda Lavin. Well, I want to lead up to this first, but Linda Lavin, you might know,
of course,
was the star of Alice on TV and tons of Broadway stuff, and a very respected actress. And she's a cabaret singer, and we've been working together at that for years. And she happens to be one of my best friends, and she lives in the building. She lives 3 floors right above me. So
that was my question to you. Okay.
Yeah. So about on Wednesday, the 18th of March. This whole thing was brand new. She said, how about let's do something online? So we did our first little live stream on Facebook Live. Didn't, at the time, I don't think anyone thought we were going to be going on this long. You know, we thought, oh, we'll do this a couple of weeks. It'll be fun. Give people something, you know, put it out there. And we got about 4 or 5 Wednesdays in, and I had been thinking all along, well, I want to do my own. You know, and more and more friends are adding their shows. And I thought, well, I've got to get a piece of this because, as you know, not to get crass about it, but it's also a bit of a way to generate some sort of income at this point because, you know, we can't go on the road. I can't travel. I can't go do what I'm so used to doing. So thank God for this technology because we're able to put the music out there, but also all you have to do is hit a button and I've got a little money. So I'm not above that. I mean, but I love doing it. And so 5 weeks ago, I started this nighttime show, Thursday nights, and we called it Billy's Place. Got a little logo, which you just had up there.
Yes, there he is.
Branded a little bit. I mean, I'm just trying to think of ways to create something from my house because it's you know, it's so easy to go on the road and they set up the stage and you do your show and then you get on the plane. Well, this is harder, I have to say. I'm not complaining about it, but I've told people, I say, you know, I'm working harder at this because I'm creating a new hour every week. I'm trying not to repeat things and little themes, and so it creates a little more thought than just going to a club and doing the same show for 4 nights or, you know what I mean?
Yes, and I'm always say for us, say your fans, your audience, we are blessed because with a little donation, it can be $1, $5, $10, we get to see something, and normally we have to pay gazillion tons of money and travel. So now well,
yeah, one of the nice things that's come out of this is so many of my old friends from Texas are people that I've met through the years in other cities are watching this, and they've said, you know, we don't get to New York very often, and you don't get to where we are, and now we get to see you every week.
Yes.
And so I didn't even think about that once I started, but that all of a sudden that becomes a big plus.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is that I do take requests during the week. So every week I do 3 or 4 things that I've worked on specifically for a few people that are watching. So I try to make it fairly interactive. I know a lot of people do shows and they read the comments as they're going. That's a little hard for me.
Yeah.
But my partner Doug will let me know during the show who's watching. I can say hi to people. And but I try to kind of keep it scripted in a set. I mean, like I'm doing it tomorrow, so I'm basically putting the finishing touches on what the show is going to be for tomorrow. And I like to have a signature cocktail every week. Tomorrow it's an old fashioned.
What are we going to have tomorrow?
It's called an old fashioned. If you like, do you like whiskey or rye, Giada? Are you a drinker?
I'm not a big drinker, but
oh, okay. Well,
some of my viewers are though.
It's a delicious drink. It's called an old fashioned. It's a really famous old cocktail, and it's basically whiskey or rye with little bitters and some orange peel and a little bit of sugar or simple syrup, served really cold over ice, and it's nice and warm and toasty. And somebody requested that I sing "I'm Old Fashioned." And so they said, and then your drink could be the old fashioned. So a friend of mine gave me that idea. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So and that's happening tomorrow night. And tomorrow night at what time?
8 o'clock Eastern and 5 o'clock out there. Just like well, you're 2 o'clock. Okay, so it's
I'm 3 hours behind.
The West Coast. That's right. And 6 o'clock in the mountains and 7 o'clock in Texas and. You do the math. I mean, you're so good because you know what time it is in Australia and in Italy and everything.
I've learned. I didn't know.
I need to learn that. Because I do have friends in London that watch, and I have a friend in Scandinavia that watches, and I know they stay up late to watch. But it's 8 o'clock here, just as it's starting to get dark, and I do about an hour and 10 minutes and tell stories from my career and just sing great songs from. Great American Songbook, some things maybe you know, and hopefully a few things that maybe you haven't heard.
You're very entertaining. I've been watching you. Sometimes if I cannot catch you live, I catch the video later because you appear on Billy Stritch on Facebook, right? Still on Facebook, Billy Stritch.
Billy Stritch on Facebook, and then I put them on YouTube after the fact. At some point, I'm going to have to cross over like you and get it all in all the formats. I'm a step behind with all that, but for now, it's on Facebook on my Billy Stritch Facebook page.
It's very entertaining, guys. Tomorrow you have to watch Billy's Place. It's at 8 p.m. and it's very entertaining. And you take requests. I didn't know. When is the deadline for us to request something?
I try to. Actually, somebody wrote me yesterday, and I'm going to get his request in. But like Tuesday's good because it gives me Wednesday and Thursday all day to really solidify it. So yeah, but you can write me on Messenger or in the comments. Usually, I ask people during the show to request things in the comments, and I read everything that's sent me through social. Instagram, also it's B Stritch on Instagram, B Stritch on Twitter.
Yes.
So I'm pretty easy to find.
We can find you. I always find you. So, guys, I see some people that are commenting there on YouTube that you're going to get some requests.
Oh, good. Good, I hope so.
I'm probably going to put one myself. My question to you, I can never leave any stage without singing La Vie en Rose. I started I learned it when I was a little girl, and they always ask me, and I love that song, so it's not bad for me to do it. Do you have a song, Billy, that really means the world to you, that you really love to sing and play?
Yeah, I have a song that, if you had to ask me really what my favorite song was, it's a song that Cy Coleman and Carolyn Lee wrote, and it's called It Amazes Me. And it's just a beautiful lyric. It's been recorded by Eliza and Tony Bennett, and I've recorded it a couple times. Actually, I recorded it on my first album, and it's just a lyric that I really do relate to. There's another one that I love singing called The Folks Who Live on the Hill. That was written by Jerome Kern. There's so many good songs, but I like those great love songs, of course.
So I put my request live. I want you to sing one day, not when you want. It amazes me, and you said it's for Giada. That's it. That's my dream coming true.
I did it about a month ago, but I definitely am going to do it again.
When you have time. I don't want to put you on the spot just because you're here. One day when you feel like.
You couldn't put me on the spot. Well, you could.
Billy, you've been such a place to spend time with you. I don't know if he's watching, probably he is, but Clint Thompson has been raving, and Greg Field for a long time. Everybody, maybe for 2, 3, 4 years, they were telling me you have to get in touch.
Yeah,
there's Clint, you and Clint.
We do. Yeah, we've been doing a Nat King Cole show together, and with Christian Tamber, his musical director,
amazing.
And we did it twice in New York, and we came to the Smith Center and did it as well.
I was there when you came to the Smith Center. Amazing.
I can't wait to get back to work with him and with everybody. Oh, look, it's us.
That's us. That's the night I met you officially, because I saw you gazillions of times, but that's the night we sang together. You played with me.
Sure. I remember that night, Barry. I remember it so well. So I have to show you what a fan sent me. I have sweet fans. They sent me a, look, it's a Billy's Place mug.
That's a cool one. Can people buy that cup?
No, she had it made just for me as a surprise. But now I think I might, get into having some more made. Absolutely.
That's awesome. And look what I have. Yeah. Do you know we have a cartoonist here in Las Vegas? Where is the camera? Here?
By the way. Oh, so cute. A caricaturist, yeah.
Yeah, caricature. Yeah, we have a guy called Neil Portnoy here. He makes this cup, and people can buy it. Maybe issue Portnoy, you too. I will tell Neil.
I know who he is. I actually met him. I've met him before. Absolutely. I think he's done one of Kelly Clinton, too.
He's done Kelly Clinton. He does everybody. Normally, he does artists that lives in Las Vegas, but also artists like you that are all over the world. I can tell him. You need to be Portnoy, too. So raise your cup. Raise your cup, Billy. We're going to have a coffee chin. Yeah. Man, we have some problem with the camera. I will be watching you tomorrow night, and we'll all be watching tomorrow night, 8 p.m.
Great.
On Facebook, and I will make sure that I put the link there. It's been a pleasure to have you, my guest. I hope one day we can share a stage together.
All right, I'm going to watch you cook on Sundays too. Okay.
Saturday, 2 p.m.
Oh,
Saturday, and then you can cook on Sunday what I'm making. Man, it's been a pleasure. This is the sign of I love you in sign language.
I love you.
Put it there, over there. So I love you, and you also appear on Monday night with Jim Caruso, the Pajama Cast Party, right? You play always a little tune also there.
Oh yeah. I missed half of what you just said, but I got most of it. Yeah, Jim's doing the Pajama Cast Party on Mondays, and I did the first two, and he'll probably have me back at some point. But because, I can't play for people live, so there's really no need for me to be there every week. But it's great. It's Monday nights at 8 o'clock on YouTube.
Well, I cannot wait for this to be over so we can gather together, we can play, sing, and go to Venice and never come
Yes,
back.
good. All right, I'm going to hold you to that. Great.
Man, I love you. Thank you for everything you do, and thank you for being here with us today. A lot of comments, I will answer to all of them, and I will be seeing you tomorrow night, Billy's Place, 8 p.m. on Facebook.
Great. Great.
Thank you. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon, Billy.
Love you, darling. Thank you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye. Was that awesome or what? I've been raving about this man for a long time. Of course, as I told you, I chicken up so many times. I never dared to go and introduce myself when I lived in New York for 11 years. I must have been going to the Berlin, I don't know how many times. Even though I saw it was nice, but you know, sometimes as singers we get a little bit afraid, but actually it's amazing. And so make sure that you can watch Billy tomorrow night at 8 p.m. So it's 5 p.m. for us here in Las Vegas, 8 p.m. for you guys there in New York. Is a treasure of the music. And of course, if Leslie Minnelli loved him for so long, it must have been something special about the man, right? I took the microphone with me because, you know, every time you asked me already, we were not able to sing for a couple of days, and now we are on YouTube, we can sing. We can sing, we can play, we can do whatever we want. So today, I promise you in the beginning of the program, I will sing for you Smile. Well, now I know that, when I do my show, actually the last show I did was here in Las Vegas at the Smith Center when I did songs from the movie. This was one of the songs I performed because it was from the movie of Charlie Chaplin, Modern Time. And I didn't know that the last scene that was on the screen on the back on the stage was actually filmed in Santa Clarita, not far away from where I lived for 2.5 years here in San Francisco, in Los Angeles. I see a lot of comments. Nan is also there, so and Diane, of course. I'm going to be singing now for you a song, and then we are going to say goodbye. But before, I'm going to have also a couple of more news. I see a lot of new people appearing. Guys, let me know where are you watching from. I see Lisa, I see Salma, I see Diane, of course, I see Jenny Dolin. I'm born and raised in Venice, Italy. I see some people new and say, who is she? I'm born and raised in Venice, Italy. I'm Giada Valenti. Of course, I live in Las Vegas, and I am a singer. And actually, I want to sing a song for you, which I think it's very appropriate for this time of COVID-19, because we all keep to be happy and cheered up. And I want to also thank all of you that have subscribed to my YouTube channel and liked my Facebook page. I want to thank you for that. And please continue to do so, and to let all your friends know about this Giada Live. We try to bring joy every day to all of you around the world, and you guys bring so much love into my life. So before we say goodbye, let's go back to 1930 something, right? When Charlie Chaplin was this song titled Smile. I wish Billy was here playing the piano with me. That would be spectacular. Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile, and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness, although a tear may be ever so near. That's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find a life is still worthwhile if you just smile.
Smile. What's the use of crying? You'll find a life is still worthwhile if you just let's all do it. I hope you were all smiling with me. Thank you, Charlie Chaplin, for writing this beautiful song. And thank you, all of you, for requesting this song. I thought it was appropriate today to sing it for you, since we were talking about Smile and song. Many of you were already excited, like I am excited, that finally I will be doing a concert, not anymore like from Carnegie home like we did every Sunday, but I will be doing a real one, going to the Space here in Las Vegas on June 26th, and I will be performing there with two musicians and Daniel Emmett, my dear friends of America Got Talent, Daniel Emmett. He lives in Las Vegas, so we decided to go together. We are both feeling confidence, and none of you has COVID-19, so we will be performing June 26th, two concerts actually. One is going to be at noon, so we can broadcast it live, and people in Europe will be able to see it, since it's going to be like early in the night for them, and for you in Ireland, in England, Richard and Antonio, you guys can watch the afternoon one, and then we're going to do one at 6 p.m., which is 9 p.m. for the people in New York City, and early in the morning for people in Australia. You guys have to watch. And if you really like me and like Daniel, you can both buy tickets for both the performances. As I said, they're going to be similar but not the same, because every show is different. And actually, the first show is going to have maybe a touch of more of Italy and France and Spanish music, since we are broadcasting thinking about the friends and fans in Europe. And the second one is going to be more American, but of course, me being Italian and loving to sing in French and in Spanish, there's going to be some Spanish and Italian, of course, too. And so it's Daniel. Daniel also loves to sing in several languages. So June 26th, we're going to be very excited. Tomorrow, I think the tickets will go on sale, and you can purchase them. I will give you all the links, so you will be able to buy those tickets. I will miss you on the stage, but at least I know you're going to be in your house. You can put the concert on a big TV, have a glass of wine, a cocktail, so wherever you want, popcorn, food, wherever you want, your pajama or your gown, wherever you want to dress up for, and watching us. It's going to be amazing, and it's going to be a lot of new songs and stuff you have never heard me sing personally, and Daniel as well, and of course a lot of duets. I want to thank you all for all the shares, and keep doing that, because we try to gather all the community that we had on Facebook, all the circle of love that we had on Facebook. We're trying to have them all here, and I want to also give my love and my thank you to all the people on Twitch and Periscope. You guys are a lot of you over there. So thank you for watching me every day, and also all the people on Instagram. Actually, every day, since I can never read the comments like I can do here now and read all the comments that you write to me on Instagram, I always go live for a quick allow on Instagram as soon as I am done with this YouTube video. So tomorrow we are gonna be all together 78 days tomorrow. Wow. Kathy Garver is gonna be my guest tomorrow. There she is, beautiful inside out. I have to thank Doc Artline for the contact. She was, of course, the brunette on the bottom of the pictures with a bow in the head. She was little Sissy in Family Affair, which I haven't seen the whole series when it was in America, of course, but we saw the the reruns in Italy, and I remember watching that when I was a little girl with my nonna and with my mama, and we love Family Affairs. And but of course, Kathy has done much more than that. She started actually her career as a child actress. She was in The Ten Commandments with Charles Aston. So we will be talking about Hollywood and movies, and she became like voiceover for many projects. So it's going to be very interesting. Tomorrow 2 p.m. here on YouTube tomorrow. So this is the sign for tomorrow on YouTube. Guys, you've been really a circle of love for me and being with me for so long time. You watch me every day. You have been watching the show
for 77 days, and this makes me very happy. I like this sign for happy. I think we Italian, we do this sign of happy in everything. We say everything, when the food is good, we are like, smells good. When we see somebody, hey, how you doing? So I think, Diane, this sign of happy, it's really something that we in Italy, we do it all the time. So guys, if you are deaf, you probably see, you see all the words I do is always happy, 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 and love, because we love. Italians and all of us here in this Giada life is being full of love every day. I want to thank you all for being here with me every day. This is the sign for thank you. I want to thank Giada Valenti again, that he made another donation this morning. This time he said he made a donation for the Circle of Love. Jimmy is not related to me. He lives in California. He's the father of little Giada, the little girl that she discovered me because the father was looking for somebody with the same name. And of course he found me, and he's been following me, and Giada's been cooking all my recipe. I will be prepared tomorrow a recipe that I will be cooking for you on Saturday. And if you have missed any of the episode because you're new today on this Giada Live, you can always go on giada.live and you can watch all the episode, all the 77 episodes that we did, a lot of watch for you, or you can watch little clips of it. And you, since you're watching on YouTube, of course, you can always find all the videos here on youtube.com. I would say for today it's enough. It's a hot day, and it's getting warmer here in my little room. And my computer, you remember, my computer go crazy when it gets overheated. And guys, I love you so very much. I want to thank my guest, Billy Stritch. I know you guys have been reading amazing comments. JJ is still working to try to have these beautiful comments that you guys write during the chat on the video, so they can stay there for me to read. But I try to read. I see a lot of you appearing. JJ, can you scroll a little bit? I see Antonio's there, Jimmy, Diane, who else? Marilyn, Janet, my Italian signorina, Denise Grippentag. Grazie mille, Giada e JJ. Thank you, Denise. Where are you watching from? Antonio, of course, my friend for Ireland. And Sal, even Sal is with us. Of course, Richard Unger. Was Ronnie Manicotti with us today? Cecily's probably was with us. Susan and Michael. Joyce from Australia. You see, I start to know all of you. Veronique from La France. Bonsoir, Veronique. I love you. And of course, Natalie. This is new. Jemmy Darling. Jimmy. Oh, Diane Fiorentino. Hey, sweetheart. Yes, so you're a friend of Diane. So nice of that. Guys, I see Dan Koski. Oh, thanks, Billy. So he's thanking Billy Stritch. Dan, I guess he's a friend, new for me. Dan Koski, thank you for being here with me. I hope to see you again. And guys, let's watch everybody, Billy, tomorrow night. Marilyn, Susan, JJ, and of course, Nan, which is Wes and Gina. Thank you guys for the donation, for everything you do me. Ronnie Manicotti, my dear friend Ronnie is there. And Virginia Lahour, that's new. Thanks, Giada. What was she saying, JJ? Go, babe. Thanks, Giada. Oh, now I can't find the message anymore. Anyway, thank you for, she was new to me. Virginia Lahour. Virginia, thank you, Jed and Jedi, for another great show. Watching from Michigan, I remember you. So, guys, I see Leonardo Floria, of course, a dear friend, personal friends. JJ is scrolling so fast, I'm getting dizzy here. Guys, this is Giada Valenti from Las Vegas. I'm going to be seeing you tomorrow, same time, 2 p.m. here in Las Vegas. Stay safe, stay happy. Thank you for being with me. I love you all, and I'm gonna be seeing you tomorrow. Everyone, I love you guys. Domani, ci vediamo domani, solita ora, here on YouTube, and share the video with all your friends. Ciao, a domani.
Dankeschön, dear old Dankeschön. Thank you for seeing me again. Though I'm here in my solitude, I know you are there, and in my heart I smile again. And so I sing here in my solitude, waiting to see you, same time, same place, and I can't wait to say again, Dankeschön, Dankeschön. Dankeschön, dear old Auf Wiedersehen. See you tomorrow. A domani.